Welcome to another edition of the Pit Walk from down here at All Historics Mallala by the Sporting Car Club. I'm here with John with his historic touring car replica V8 Commodore. Tell us a little bit about the car, John.
Okay, the car's a 1987 V8 Commodore. It's been built up as a Rothman's Group A replica, so the car is a replica of the original V8 Commodore that Alan Moffat and John Harvey raced at Monza and in Europe in 1987. And the car actually won the first round of the World Touring Car Championship in 1987. So the original car is quite a unique story.
Moffat was staying in touch with the leaders. The BMW M3 been sensationally fast. The little Bemmers just ran on song from start to finish. Harvey was seventh, but it was obvious the 8 million Deutschmark spent on the BMW's debut had been money well spent. Or had it? The real dramas of Monza were to start after the race. Technical officers weighed the first 6 M3 BMs and found they'd been given the Jenny Craig touch, each up to 50 kilograms underweight, and they were disqualified, giving the win to Moffat and Harvey.
Why this livery? Why this car, John?
Well, when I got the V8 Commodore, this was the Group A era, the middle of the Group A era, because it was a V8 model. The Brock Group A body kit was the one I preferred over the Walkinshaw one. So when I started building the car, that was the body kit I put on it, and from there I had to pick a livery that was used with that style of car and that body kit. And don't want to upset anybody, but there are a lot of Mobil or Brock cars and some of the other liveries which are around the place, and I wanted something that which was a little bit different. But I've always really loved the Rothman's livery, the Rothman's colours. From the Formula 1 days when Ayrton Senna ran a Williams car in a Rothman's livery, and Mick Doohan also ran his 500cc motorbikes and had a lot of his success with Rothman's liveries. So they were two of the motorsport idols, I guess, that I had back in the day. So always loved the colours and the livery, and so it was such an interesting story that I thought I'd do the car in that livery. So I've got a few other cars, and but my main interest has always been 70s, 80s touring cars. So just in the last few years, I thought I'd try and pick up a Commodore to turn into a replica, and this car came up. It's a very, very clean, original, just a 6-cylinder executive car. So I picked that up a couple of years ago. The car is a fairly recent build, and the car's running a 5-litre motor, 6-speed transmission, manual transmission, and an original V8 Indian slip diff and rear end setup. So still a fairly sort of mild, basic car, really.
What's it actually feel like to steer?
Well, it does feel a bit different. I've got a little Evo 4-wheel drive car, so obviously that's a different beast to this. I really am still learning this car. It's been a year since I've driven it, so I'm running fairly cautiously this weekend, but I'm having a great time. So it's just about having fun. We're not going that quick, but we're certainly having a lot of fun. So it is good fun to drive. It's quite nicely set up. So.
And I will just touch on one other one, which I realise we haven't spoken about. This here tape over this here logo. What's the story, John?
the car being a replica, it's not allowed to, technically under Motorsport Australia regulation, it's not allowed to display the Rothman's name. The car being a replica means that the Rothman's name was only put on it after cigarette tobacco or tobacco sponsorship was banned. So I have to cover up the Rothmans or modify it. So I do run the car either with it covered up in some places or with a modified livery. So I have run the car under the Old Man's Racing banner, which is a modified name. I've run it with Rothman's, and today I'm just running it with Rothman's with 2 Fs. So it's just a little bit of a modification to get over those rules.
Yeah, there's no getting around cigarette laws, unfortunately. But
got to play by the rules.
That's it. Oh, thanks heaps for the chat there, John. Best of luck today.
Thank you, Hayden.
Catch you
Cheers.
later.
Thank you.